If you ask somebody who doesn't know anything about racing to make a race car noise, this is the noise they make.
But they were cool at night. They spit unburnt gas out the pipe and looked really good. And of course, it made a hell of a noise.
Behind me is a 787. We've torn this car down. We have an engine behind us that needed to be refreshed. We're going to get that engine refreshed, put that back in the car, update the electronics, get everything running as it should, and then get this car back to racing again.
You get a base number on the thickness of the housing out on the outer edge where it won't have changed because of heat.
Right.
Then you come to the inside and you go to the different areas around it, because when they overheat, they'll shrink.
Okay.
And actually that will allow the leakage on the compression ring.
So dimensionally they're going to get smaller.
Correct.
Okay.
Because the aluminum will actually contract when it gets too hot
I see.
on that side. And we're seeing less than 1,000.
Okay.
So these are great.
From a mechanical standpoint, the crew here goes through every nut, bolt, obviously every part of the car. They make sure that everything's safe to run. They check each piece. They refurbish what needs to be refurbished, puts it back together. They put everything as it was. None of these parts are available. All the parts for these four-rotor Le Mans engines were unique. They were unique to this program, and it's all one-of-a-kind stuff. They made a finite number of them, and they didn't make any more. And so we're fortunate that most of these parts are in good enough condition to reuse, and the parts that we need to replace are replaceable. But the challenges of doing a Le Mans four-rotor are unique to these cars, where these housings have 3 spark plugs per rotor instead of 2. They have specific housings front and rear. They have a specific eccentric shaft. They have all these unique one-of-a-kind parts that only exist for these 4 rotors. What are some of the unique features on this Le Mans 4-rotor?
Everything.
Everything?
3 spark plugs
Right.
rather than 2 different locations for the dowels. Every piece of this is unique to this motor only.
Okay.
The only thing that you can use on this motor out of a more modern motor is the rotors themselves.
I see.
Sometimes they'll chatter right on the bottom, right? Like they'll start to skip.
You won't see it on these motors. They skip. That's because these have much thicker, high tension springs. The chattering is when your steel apex seals get high enough RPM that when they go across the hump, they bounce and they start chattering. You'll not get the chattering out of these just because of the lightness of the ceramic apex seal, as well as
better spring pressure.
and better spring pressure. Yeah.
This 3-plug design is unique to the Le Mans cars. They added that 3rd spark plug to get a little better fuel efficiency for the 24-hour races. The thing that people really love about the rotary is its uniqueness. It's a one-of-a-kind engine that doesn't share anything with any other engines that we're used to. We're all used to piston engines with camshafts, and we know what they sound like. And then when a rotary comes around the racetrack, it sounds like you expect a race car to sound like. If you ask somebody who doesn't know anything about racing to make a race car noise, this is the noise they make. They make that rotary noise. They make this screaming 9,000 RPM sound, and it's just what you expect a race car to sound like, especially a race car from a vintage era like this.
The Japanese team decided one year it would be a good idea to test at Daytona, high speed, before going to Le Mans. Brought the whole team and 2 cars over to Daytona, and at the time I was the president of IMSA. We were based in Tampa. John Cooper was the president of Daytona, and the phone rings one day. He's, Rafoff, Scooper. Yeah, hey John, what's up? He says, what the hell is in those cars? I go, well, what do you mean? He goes, the paperwork on my desk is vibrating around across the surface of my desk, and we have people who live on the beach. Every once in a while, people complain about noise out of the speedway, but never from the beach, which was like 4 miles away, 4.5 miles away. You knew it was something else.
The fans are absolutely enjoying these cars. To see them back out on track, they draw a crowd. It's awesome to hear people tell their stories of watching these cars when they ran around the track, and to bring these cars out and have the excitement. I think that's the best part of the whole process now, is that we get to see how people come together and they're excited about these prototypes.
They were cool at night. They spit unburnt gas out the pipe and looked really good. And of course, it made a hell of a noise. All about it was like, well, that's what race cars are supposed to do. Spit flames and make noise.
Mazda has always been a racing sort of family, and so Mazda, obviously at the corporate level, realizes the importance of these historic race cars to their fan base and to their customer base. The folks at Mazda have realized where their roots are back to racing, and are bringing these out for the racing fans to enjoy.